Welcome to another episode of
The Epic Family Road Trip,
the Empty Nest Edition. Today we're going to spend some time in the historic town of Dawson City, catching up on some correspondence after being off the grid for some time. We're going to restock our supplies and tour some of the historic sites in this former gold rush boomtown. When gold fever struck in the Klondike region, Dawson City grew to a population of 16,000. Being located at the junction of two large rivers, the town became the transportation hub for the entire Klondike region. When the easy pickings dried up and gold was discovered in Nome, Alaska, many of the miners dropped their claims and moved on. Today, there are still active placer mines operating in the region, but the main industry is tourism, as many adventurers make the long drive to northern Yukon to see the sights and relive the tales of the gold rush era. Alright, we're back up where we camped last night. This is a great spot. It's free camping. It's about 25 minutes outside of Dawson City, and it's right along Bonanza Creek, which is a world famous gold panning creek. Just walking distance from here is what they call the free claim, which is a gold claim that you can just go with a pan and pan for gold, and if you find something, you get to keep it. So we're going to do that tomorrow morning. We've spent the day in Dawson City just checking out all the historic buildings there, and that was a blast. So yeah, a good night's rest here and some panning in the morning, and then we're going to start up the Dempster. So come with us. We've got a lot of adventures ahead.
So I think Pete's having way too much fun. I wonder what's going through his brain. It's so much fun to be out here and panning for gold. Going through the Dawson City town was amazing. Just the history and just what it took to find the gold and to even get out here. It's really, really been a lot of fun. He could probably be here all day. You find some?
It is a yellow rock, but it's not gold. It's fun though. Lots of fool's gold. That's what I'm left with. I think a couple of pieces of pyrite, which is fool's gold. A couple of stones that look slightly yellow but not gold. And some very cold hands. That's cold water. That's fun. We're gonna do a few more pans and then we better get heading up the Dempster. I wanted the gold and I sought it. I scrabbled and mucked like a slave. Was it famine or scurvy? I fought it. I hurled my youth into a grave. I wanted the gold and I got it. Came out with a fortune last fall. Yet somehow life's not what I thought it. And somehow the gold isn't all.
Alright, we made it. We're on it.
We're at the very beginning of the Dempster. We're crossing the river and off we go. We're so excited. Like the sign said back there's no emergency medical services all the way up, and so they say drive with caution, which we're going to do, but in those type of situations, very remote places like this, what we do and what gives us the confidence to travel into these areas is have an account with a company called Global Rescue. They're actually really good people, and they also sponsor our channel, which helps us put together these videos. But what they do is they will rescue you, medical rescue, if you get into trouble in remote areas, remote countries. They are completely worldwide. You can get a family package, that's what we have, and very reasonable in cost. And so, you know, if you ran into trouble, they will come and get you. They have a network of helicopters and pilots and medical people, doctors and experts all over the world. So it just, I think, is very, very worth having. You wouldn't leave without insurance on your vehicle or medical insurance if you're traveling to a foreign country, and we feel the same way about Global Rescue, having that in your back pocket, you know, knowing you can make a call out on your satellite device and have somebody knowing everything about you. That, you know, they know your medical history if you have such. They know where you are. You can check in on your trip. So I've been on the app checking in as we have been making our way every night. So they already know where we are and so on. So you have people that will come and take care of you very, very quickly. It's not just, you know, a catastrophic event or an event where you need to be evacuated. They are available for just a quick phone call, or you can text them from the Garmin. They'll answer questions, not only medical questions for you, so they'll have an expert doctor answer your question, but they also have travel advice and travel information if you're going, you know, into other countries. So we have it here, me and Carol, as we go up. The kids have it. They're right now in the Faroe Islands. Talk about remote, where they are in the middle of the ocean, and they're heading to Iceland. But it just gives us all as a family confidence to travel, knowing we have some experts available at our beck and call. So check them out, globalrescue.com. The Dempster Highway is infamous for creating flat tires, and so we take a moment to air down to 22 psi before continuing our journey. It's a great little spot to pull over and have make a lunch or take a rest or just scope the mountains for grizzlies or whatever you're looking for. Beautiful, beautiful surroundings, and the colors are starting to really show, so it's a great time of year to be up here. We make a quick stop at the Tombstone Interpretive Center to learn all we can about the region, its wildlife, and their natural habitat.
That's big.
Look what you found.
Look at that.
driving through Tombstone Park right now. It's another 45 kilometers. It's just spectacular scenery. We've got really good weather. We can't quite see the top of some of the higher peaks, but the views are just amazing. In this week's video, we start in Dawson City, make our way over to the beginning of the Dempster Highway, and continue north. Go through Tombstone Territorial Park, and then find a beautiful camp right along the Blackstone River. The next day we continue further north, pushing all the way up to Eagle Plains, and then past to the Arctic Circle. We're excited to get up into the Northwest Territories, and then on all the way up to the Arctic Ocean. How'd you go, buddy? Looks like a nice little camp spot, and if we get a chance, we might pull out our rods. We brought a spin caster and a fly rod, so apparently there's Arctic char and grayling in this river.
Made it to this beautiful camp. I can't believe it. Everything today has been breathtaking. Peter is out there somewhere fly fishing, and Lando and I are just kind of cleaning up and setting up camp for tonight. But we went out and explored a little bit and just soaking in the Yukon. Just gonna see if we can spot Pete, if he's caught dinner or not. Doesn't look like it, but my goodness, it looks like he's having so much fun, and that's what this is all about. Today's been so special, from this morning panning for gold with Pete and just seeing him like as if he was, you know, 10 or 11 years old again, reading all those books about the Yukon and gold mining, panning, and he's been a kid in a candy store out here, that's for sure. It's been special to see and hear all his stories, childhood stories, and now we're actually doing it. For some of you that don't know, when I first met Pete 24 years ago, he spoke of the Yukon and going up to the Arctic Circle, and then it took 25 years, but we're doing it. And it's just been so neat to just sit back and watch him on this journey, and I get to do it with him. and have this time together while the kids are, I think they're heading to the Faroe Islands now. And then they're going to be on to Iceland after that with Overland. And oh my goodness, to hear their stories, it's been incredible. Well, he might have caught something. Let me just take a look. Oh my goodness. He did. He did. Oh, how cool is that? Oh, I hope you can see me. So let's go check it out. He looked a lot closer through the binoculars. It's quite a walk. But oh, man, this is, yeah, I can't say it enough. It's a trip of a lifetime, that's for sure. See if I can jump that.
Nice catch. They're biting on this fly, that's for sure. Come on, buddy. They're biting on this fly. Catching some nice fish here, one after another. I'm just letting them go back in the water, so I gotta put this guy back in real quick. But man, they're just biting on every fly I cast. It's amazing. Rapids, there's a bit of a pool. There's really good looking there. That was fun. What a great spot. I'm loving this area. It's just so remote and wild. The fish were biting. I threw them in, but now I'm having second thoughts about that. Would have been great to do up a fish fry, but we'll do that when we get farther up. And I heard also the whitefish are running up there, and the people, they call them the local natives, have been catching them and they're drying them, so I can't wait to see that. And we'll buy some off of them and have a few meals of whitefish. That's gonna be great. I think I told you earlier, but I got my boots wet walking across the river, but I knew we had the Webasto, and it is just blasting hot air into the boots. They're almost dry. That's pretty cool. I'm happy about that.
And tonight's dinner? Something really, really simple.
Yeah, and it's also good in grizzly country. It keeps the scent down. We wouldn't want to be cooking a big steak or something right now, so it's fast, easy, and grizzly friendly. No, the opposite. Bear safe, I guess.
So we'll let that sit for about 10 to 12 minutes and that will be done. So some of you have been asking me what sleeping bag Pete and I use or what bedding we use. We use the Nanga from Big Tent, and it's a double wide sleeping bag, but you can unzip either side so that, like, if you want to kick a leg out, or I don't know, I like them both unzipped. Pete and I prefer that, but it is so warm and so fluffy. It's amazing. I just love it. There's the kids. It's kind of raining, so I was gonna do some reading inside with a view. I also use, when I'm sitting up in the rooftop tent, this. It just makes it so easy, and then it just flattens down, sits underneath the mattress. That way you can sit in comfort, grab your pillow, grab your book. But yeah, so that's the bedding we use.
Morning, we were just pulling out of the best camp spot. That was so much fun fishing and such a quiet spot. And we're getting back on the Dempster and continuing north.
Right onto Highway 5.
Got a long ways to go still. I think we've gone about 150 clicks and we have 880 total, so.
It's just hard to keep going because it's so beautiful.
I know. Anyway, that's a great spot. Mark it if you're into fly fishing. The grayling, we're biting.
That was a perfect spot.
The thing about coming up this time of year, it's a little bit chilly but not cold. We had our heater going. That thing is super nice on a cold morning, but the colors are spectacular, and the other thing is there's no bugs at all. I mean, I sat out last evening and not a single mosquito, so we've heard from other people that come up here and, you know, they're battling mosquitoes, but I guess that would be June and July, maybe early August, but not a bug out there, so it's a beautiful time of year to travel up here. made it to Eagle Plains. This must be the only fuel in town, I believe. So we're gonna fuel up before hitting and see what else we can do here in town. Maybe get some food, or I don't know what facilities they have. But we'll check it out and let you know.
So we just ate. That was pretty cool.
That was awesome. Tiny little Eagle Plains. There's about 3 buildings in the town. Motel, which is also a restaurant, and your grocery store, and then the fuel station. That's all you need. Get everything stocked back up and carry on. So we're heading north now from Eagle Plains. Probably gonna cross into the Arctic Circle today and find a place to camp. Section of the Dempster Highway doubles as an airstrip, so they actually land planes on here. So there's a sign back there that said keep an eye open for planes coming down. It's pretty interesting. Alright, we made it. This is a milestone. We made it to the Arctic Circle. We're going to take a picture by the sign, and then we're going to carry on.
Onto Highway 5.
And in the meantime, we'll see you down the road.